Today I'm joined by my friend Justin Erenkrantz from Bloomberg. Justin, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, happy to be here. And really kind of at Bloomberg, what we focus on in kind of the CTO office is what is our next generation infrastructure, and what does that mean, and kind of across the wide gamut of how do we do automation, how do we adopt agile processes, and overall you can call it the digital transformation, and that's something that is really critical in what we kind of spend our time thinking about.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, digital transformation is a word that we're hearing more and more related to both kind of our agile practices as well as our platform. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what that means at Bloomberg right now.
And one of the things Bloomberg has always been laser focused on, shipping products and kind of meeting kind of the needs of our customers. And it's very much always been an agile process. But now, how do we take that agile process and apply it to infrastructure? And that's really kind of one of the key challenges that we're focusing on.
Yeah, got it. And Bloomberg is also, in your CTO office, a very open source set of thinkers. You yourself, have you worked at Apache Foundation before? Maybe you could talk a little bit about why open source is an important pillar to this transformation for you.
Yeah, and I think at Bloomberg, adoption of open source has been so critical, and really is kind of the pillar of most of our infrastructure efforts and our next generation. How do we work with all the various communities in the open source ecosystem, whether that be we have core contributors to a project that work on staff? Do we work with standards bodies? Do we go work with kind of external partners who are knowledgeable about kind of the technology? And that really is one of the challenges. How do we kind of figure out where that balance is?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I really appreciate about the relationship between Pivotal and Bloomberg is how technical the Bloomberg team is, and how much value we get both from your input as well as the ongoing relationship and feedback.
One of the key things we see with the Pivotal is not being afraid to have kind of our engineers and your engineers talk to each other and have a direct conversation, have very high bandwidth conversations, that kind of shoulder to shoulder kind of interaction of hey, let's go make this product better, and basically let's set aside who works for Bloomberg, who works for Pivotal, and that's something that we definitely value in the relationship.
Yeah, I mean, and as you talk about agile infrastructure and digital transformation, you must be thinking about clouds, so different infrastructure options.
Yeah.
Maybe talk a little bit about multi-cloud and what cloud means.
The question posed to me and kind of all of us at Bloomberg is, okay, how can we leverage kind of what is happening in the public cloud environment? Kind of one of the key challenges, how do I provide a consistent experience to our application developers when they are using a public cloud or a private cloud? And really that's really where we think something like a cloud Foundry is so critical, is that it provides that consistent, and our developers don't have to be concerned, am I deploying in vendor A or vendor B? It just all works.
One other thing that I think has been great working with you at Bloomberg has been your involvement in overall Wall Street community.
It's very important for us to not be kind of the outliers and not be the only people looking at a particular technology. And so really, having kind of, the Cloud Foundry Foundation and, having kind of the, the special interest, working groups, and allow everybody to kind of come in and have a very open tent. And the more people who are in the community, only the better the product is going to be and the better the ecosystem. And that's really kind of critical, is to be able to be sure that, okay, it's not just Bloomberg and not just Pivotal, it's this kind of broad range of kind of contributors constantly making the product better and the ecosystem improving.
Thanks.